course, all the craziness.
The Buffalo Bills stun the Bears. Falcons win.
But it's only been 1 week, and you absolutely can't let up now. If you want to be a champion, you must give it all you've got and keep up the intensity. There are no excuses, no easy weeks. Every snap is a battle. So dig deep and get pumped up, because I am. It's another week of the unexpected, and it's right now, right here on Fox.
It is week 2 in the NFL, and already a couple of quarterbacks are on the hot seat. No QB threw more than Tony Romo's 3 picks last week. He and the boys look to rebound today in Tennessee. While the man who led the NFL in INTs last season, Eli Manning, looks for a giant turnaround as Big Blue tries to shuffle the cards. Things are a little finer down in Carolina, where Calvin Johnson is on the prowl. His 1-0 Lions are in a catfight today against the 1-0 Panthers. Then later on Fox, it's a beast of a showdown. The defending champion Seattle Seahawks will take on Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers. And of course, it all begins with the one and only Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show, brought to you by the Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. Come on in and stay a while, folks. I'm Kurt Menefee. Thanks for spending your football Sunday with us. Thanks also to Emmy Award-winning actor Andre Braugher for kicking off the show. His hit comedy series, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, premieres on a new night, Sunday, September 28th on Fox, right after The Simpsons. Also making us laugh each and every Sunday on Fox, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. And boys, we could use a laugh after the week that has been in the National Football League.
Tough week, Kurt.
It really has been. Biggest names in the league, from Adrian Peterson to Roger Goodell, all wrapped up in the headlines. But first, we begin where the week began, with our DirecTV headlines. The release on Monday of that disturbing video showing Ray Rice punching his now wife, Janae.
Video released by TMZ. Baltimore terminating the contract with running back while the league suspended him indefinitely.
It's something we saw for the first time today.
Did anyone in the NFL see the second videotape?
No.
Why hadn't you seen that video?
We don't seek to get that information from sources that are not credible.
Where do you think the police got their video? They got it from the casino.
Is there evidence that someone in the NFL saw the second tape?
The Associated Press is reporting an NFL executive was sent that video back in April.
If this is a seminal moment for domestic violence, that's not a burden for us to be that poster boy.
Carolina Panthers' Greg Hardy, recently convicted of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, will take the field.
You guys still feel like you made the right decision on allowing him to play?
We're going through the process.
Some girl's gonna speak. We need the police here now, before this girl gets seriously hurt.
When it comes to domestic violence, my stance is not one of indifference.
Domestic violence is an epidemic.
The NFL has a violence against women problem.
Another crushing blow for the NFL.
Vikings running back Adrian Peterson has been indicted
on a felony charge of injury to a child. Peterson has been, quote, deactivated.
We're looking at real jail time as a possibility for Adrian Peterson if found guilty.
And the news continues to break. Right now, we bring in our NFL insider, Jay Glazer. Jay, what's going on now with Greg Hardy?
Well, look, the Ray Rice situation obviously brought light 2 other situations. And we'll start with the Carolina Panthers, where Greg Hardy, who has already been convicted of domestic assault, yet not suspended so far, today, this morning, Ron Rivera, his head coach, decided to deactivate Greg Hardy. I was told late last night also by league sources that this week the NFL is going to bring in some independent people to really figure out how to finally go after Greg Hardy and give him the proper stiff discipline. Remember, he appealed. The NFL usually doesn't drop punishment until after the legal process.
So the NFL not taking care of it, but the team did. Same story in Minnesota, where Adrian Peterson is now inactive because he admitted this week to disciplining his 4-year-old with a switch, which is a small tree branch. You were one of the first to break this story this week. Tell us about this incident, which really goes way back.
Yeah, actually, Kurt, it goes back all the way to May. But on August 21st, Adrian Peterson went down, testified in front of the grand jury. Last Thursday, the grand jury decided not to bring a bill, which means not to indict. For some reason, the DA said that's not true. That is true. Then all of a sudden, 1 week later, this past Friday, they changed course. They indict Adrian Peterson. Adrian's in Minnesota right now. He's not going to be joining his team today. Tomorrow, however, Team Brass will meet to decide what to do with Adrian Peterson. I was told by two high-level executives in the NFL last night that going forward, this will not be under the personal conduct policy, but instead they're going to look at it, the new domestic violence policy, which, if after due process Adrian Peterson is found guilty, it will be a minimum of a 6-game suspension.
All right, of course, this depressing week started with the release of that video on Monday, Ray Rice hitting his then-fiancée, now wife. And Roger Goodell admitted he's made mistakes in handling this situation. Where are we exactly right now?
Because there's been so much disconnect in this, they brought in former FBI Director Robert Mueller to conduct an investigation. Hey, who saw what? Has anybody seen the tape inside that elevator? Is there a tape somewhere in the league office? And the other thing I think he's going to do is try to decide if the NFL needs to start their own investigation team. Right now, what the NFL does, they wait for law enforcement. They rely on the police and the attorneys to do their work. They don't have their own independent investigation. That may now change. The other part of this also, remember this week, that Roger Goodell said that, well, Ray's version was ambiguous. It was not. Ray Rice lied to Commissioner Goodell. He lied to the Baltimore Ravens. He said he open-hand slapped Janae. She hit her head and was knocked out. Clearly, that was not the case.
All right, thanks a lot, Jay. We'll be back to you in just a minute. Guys, there's just so much to process as we try and look through this whole week. But, Michael, I like your thoughts. As everybody up here, I want you to chime in about really the crime and punishment that we learned, really starting with this Ray Rice that the NFL has had to dock this week.
Well, I think the Ray Rice case has been handled wrong from the start. Wrong from the DA, because it should have been prosecuted as a felony. Wrong from the NFL because of a 2-game suspension without probably looking deeper into what they should have done. And with Roger Goodell, I mean, he's a commissioner, has been criticized as being too tough. Sean Payton incident, all these things, he's been so tough. I very seriously doubt, knowing him, that he would have gone lightly had he seen this tape. That's why it's hard for me to believe that he had seen this tape ahead of time. But I think this is not an epidemic that's just football. It's not just sports. This is an epidemic that affects everybody. It happens outside of sports. It happens in the real world out there. And I just hope that if you are in a situation like this, maybe this gives you strength. Maybe this gives you at least some idea to think maybe there is a way out. Maybe this is not the right way to live. And I just feel as if you don't look at this as a one-time isolated incident. And these 3 guys, they made decisions. And all these decisions have been magnified. And these are not things that you want to be the poster child for. But I hope that in the future, people outside of sports and in sports learn from the bad example that these guys have shown.
Yeah, you know, one of the other things is the NFL went out after the public cry, and they hired Art Rooney Jr., or the second, and they also hired John Mara, both owners of professional teams, Giants and the Steelers, and Robert Mueller came in, former FBI director. Now, they are doing an in-house investigation into the tapes at the NFL office. The problem is there is a huge public perception, and the perception is, since these are all football people, all connected to the NFL, that of course the findings, the rulings are going in favor of Roger Goodell and the NFL, while the public, majority of those polled say, you know, well, here's what's going to happen. You have something to hide from us. And that unfortunate, you know, it's unfortunate that's the case. It's unfortunate that we have to spend time, but it's unfortunate that these obviously are real things that happen in our society.
Yeah, Tara, some horrible mistakes were made. We know that. You know, I really believe that Ray Rice will never, ever play another down of football because of it.
In the NFL.
Yeah, and I think really the sequence of events throughout the course of the week leaves more questions than answers. You know, the DA, as you mentioned, in Atlantic City, how the Ravens handled it, how the NFL handled it. And there's a question of Roger Goodell's honesty in the situation. And I, for one, believe that Roger Goodell is an honest man. And I, for one, believe that he went into this Ray Rice situation with the best of intentions. Despite the best of intentions, though, they got it wrong, as you mentioned, with the 2-game suspension initially. That's a problem. And Jay talked about them forming some type of an investigative team. The investigative team is Roger Goodell sitting down with a player. He judges the player based on that meeting. And I think if Roger has a fault, it's that he wants to believe in the player. And I think he sat down with Ray, felt like he was being honest, forthright. He was willing to make the changes so that it didn't happen again. And I think Roger believed that Ray Rice could serve as an advocate for education and change regarding this really controversial topic. And obviously, that could happen with Ray Rice down the road, and I hope it does. But initially, they got it wrong. A stronger message had to be sent that this is unacceptable, video or no video.
Well, he sat down with Ray and Janae.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we're taking Roger Goodell's word. There's no reason not to, that he didn't see this videotape. Roger Goodell apparently took Ray Rice's word, and Ray Rice had a stellar image before. I think one thing we've all learned this week is we don't know these people. We may root for them as fans, as media, and we think we know them. You don't know what goes on at anybody's house and what they've got behind closed doors, no matter what their public image
Hopefully
is.
we get some answers.
Hopefully someday soon. All right, we've got much more on this jam-packed pregame show, including more on the domestic violence controversy that has thrust the NFL into the national spotlight. Our Pam Oliver and journalist Christine Brennan don't hold back their strong opinions on this very issue. Then we'll get to the games, although Tony Romo and the Cowboys might rather we didn't. Troy Aikman joins us live to see if the boys can get back in tune in the Music City. And the champs have picked up right where they left off. We'll sit down with Seattle's best as Russell Wilson, Cam Chancellor, and Bobby Wagner say they don't believe in Super Bowl hangovers. Plus, Glazer will be back with the latest for your fantasy teams, and Rob Riggle continues to live in his fantasy world. All that and much, much more ahead on Fox NFL Sunday.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby. Now, during the Built Ford Tough Sales event, score big savings on the hardest working lineup of trucks on the field.
Visa Checkout is the easier way to pay online.
Okay, just enter your password and check out.
But can Kaloe and Dino really pay for Pizza Hut inside one of the heaviest waves in the world? Sign up now. Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. Visa, everywhere you want to be.
Visa Checkout and Pizza Hut are ready to dish up 1 million free pizzas. Get yours now at pizzahut.com.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that, Parker.
Well, did you know auctioneers make bad grocery store clerks?
It'll be $23.50. Now 75, 23.75. Hold them, hey, to get down 23.75 and 24. Hey, $24, 24 and a quarter. Now half, 24 and a half and 75 and 25. Now a quarter. Hey, 26 and a quarter. Hold them, hey, to get down 20. You want to do it? 5 and a quarter. Sold to the man in the khaki jacket.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Fox Wednesday. It's time to join the band.
What would you like to hear?
Silence.
Critics are calling Red Band Society a lightning bolt of fresh air.
Your soul is you, and they can never cut into your soul. So hold on.
Don't miss your favorite new show of fall.
Let me explain.
I don't want to hear it.
Red Band Society premieres this Wednesday at 9/8 Central on Fox.
The one and only Ford Fox NFL Sunday pregame show is sponsored by Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. By Pizza Hut's Bacon and Cheese Stuffed Crust. By FedEx One Rate, simple flat rate shipping with the reliability of FedEx. And by Visa Checkout, the easier way to pay online. On the field. Presented by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL.
We may have hit a tipping point when it comes to domestic violence, not only in the NFL, but perhaps throughout the country. Earlier, I caught up with two award-winning journalists, our own Pam Oliver and USA Today columnist Christine Brennan, who laid out where we are and where we should be going. All right, thank you for joining us, Christine and Pam, on this discussion about the week that was, and your takeaway from this week and what society should take away from this week.
I am shocked, really, not just at the video, but the league's response to it. The commissioner makes very few missteps, but on this, he has made tons of missteps. And it's interesting to see this. This is a man who likes things just so. He carefully crafts the image that we see in the NFL, but when it comes to something this shocking, this devastating, this heartbreaking, that he would handle it so poorly is a shock.
I know, I'm sure you and I both agree that the fact that it took a second video to have everyone understand what happened in that elevator why? Why did it take a second video? What did everyone think happened once you saw Ray Rice dragging the listless body of his then fiancée, Janae Palmer, out of that elevator? What in the world did people think happened?
You can't visualize something like that. She didn't get in that state by herself. And a friend of mine who has been in a position of being abused in a domestic violent relationship, she told me that this is not a first kind of offense. This is something you escalate to. I worry about his wife. I think about her a lot, and victims tend to support their abuser, and that's frankly what Ray Rice is. He's an abuser. And, that's what I think women can take from this. Put yourself, if you could possibly do that, in her position, and maybe think about her more than you think about Ray Rice.
You can make a case that this is the worst controversy to ever hit the National Football League. And I do think people will look at it in a different light. They'll still watch, they'll still cheer, they'll still love their team, but I think they're going to be much less forgiving of those athletes who do these terrible things. And I think that will change the face of this game, at least at some level, forever.
Like Christine, a lot of people ask why the NFL even needed the video to act. Well, let's consider that, unfortunately, according to FBI research, 70% of the time police respond to a domestic violence call, prosecutors never even file a criminal complaint. 70% of the time, no criminal complaint. Does this excuse the NFL's lack of stronger action? No. It simply demonstrates that institutions across the board fail to take charges of domestic violence seriously enough. The league likes to say that it holds itself to a higher standard. It certainly didn't in this case, but maybe the spotlight will help bring domestic violence out of the dark ages all across society. We'll get back to football next, including a look at the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. When we come back, Russell Wilson reveals the keys to Seattle's success. Will Eli and Romo get back on track today? And we'll preview all the big games, including the Bears-Niners, Falcons-Bengals, and Lions-Panthers. Stay with us.
Welcome to Tough Calls, presented by KFC, the official sponsor of Couchgating. Who will win the division title this season in the NFC North? My pick is the Lions. New head coach Jim Caldwell has brought back discipline to Detroit. And after their performance last week, the Lions are my early favorite. Don't agree with me? Let's continue the discussion throughout the week at foxsports.com/toughcalls. And don't forget, no matter what side of the debate you fall on, one thing is always true. Everybody wins with KFC.
KFC $5 fill-up. Couple pieces of chicken, gigantic mashed potatoes.
A biscuit and a cookie and a drink. You can eat the cookie first if you want. If you feel that way.
It's your choice. It's amazing.
Every summer, my Nana sends me a check for $5. It's a pain to cash, but when I do, I can buy all of this for $5. I need to write her a thank you letter.
Yeah, you probably should have done that way long ago. Let's chow down.
Spork.
Who do the experts at Colgate choose for their employees' dental insurance?
They choose MetLife. Peppermint.
Get your insurance where over 40 million employees get theirs. Take the first step at youtube.com/MetLife.
We're back at the NFL.com Fantasy Football Combine, where the best come to showcase their skills.
Whoa, this guy got lightning in his fingers.
Or it's just that easy.
And then she shows up with a PowerPoint presentation that's only like 2 minutes long.
Talking about cool under pressure.
Call me unprofessional.
Yes! What did I say about spilling wings?
Winners don't do it.
I can't hear you.
Winners.
Join the NFL the easy way and play for free at NFL.com/fantasy.
Pete Jennings won over $2 million playing fantasy sports at DraftKings.com. He's off living the high life, so we've got the next best thing. Puppets. Hi, I'm Pete Jennings. Thanks to DraftKings.com, I've got all this money. Yay! Wow, playing DraftKings one-day games with your season-long team was a good idea. Sure was. Hey, babe. Use promo code LIVE to play and get free entry in the Millionaire Maker event. Winner gets $1 million.
You're here to buy a car. What would help is simply being able to recognize a fair price. That's never really been possible. But along comes a radically new way to buy a car called TrueCar. And now it is. TrueCar has pricing data on every make and model. So all you have to do is search for the car you want. There it is. Now you're an expert in less than a minute. This is how car buying was always meant to be. This is TrueCar.
So you're into fantasy football? Then you gotta check out these new one-week leagues on FanDuel.com. Check out Joe Watson. He turned $50 into 31 grand in 2 weeks on FanDuel. There's no season-long commitment, and with brand new leagues every week, you can pick a new team any week and get immediate cash payouts. And look, FanDuel is gonna pay out $400 million this year. You've gotta get your share. And now FanDuel is gonna match your first deposit. That's right. Sign up today, and FanDuel will double your deposit. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code BOOTLEG1.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
It's our time, boys, right now. You ready? We play for each other. Fight for your brothers today. You got to battle for every inch out here. Let's make sure that we go out and do everything that we were trying to do. All that matters is the W. Don't let up. Nobody care about us but us.
All right, lots of interesting storylines here in Week 2, so let's get right to it with the rundown, presented by FedEx. Top of the order, did the Broncos defense live up to the hype in Week 1?
Hype of what? Are we talking Seattle defense at that level? No. My concerns with Denver are more, can they run the football when they need to?
I think we all jump to conclusions on the opening day performance, and I think that's wrong because a lot of times that's skewed. I think that's not indicative of how they actually
And I don't judge you on last week's performance.
Well, I was pretty good last week.
Were you?
That's subject. Hey, the Bengals and Falcons both were pretty good last week. They both won their game. They meet today. Who you taking?
I'd take Cincinnati.
You take the Falcons?
Yeah.
I don't think
Arthur Blank issued a challenge, and those boys rose up. But they rise up
There you
down
go.
in Atlanta.
How about the 4 wide receiver package with Devin Hester as the 4th?
You forget how good Devin Hester is as a receiver. We only think of him as a returner.
Wait, now he has not proven that he's a good receiver. Okay. One game is.
Did I say good?
So who are you taking then? You said
I
Atlanta.
got the Bengals.
Bengals at home.
We're not picking that game.
I know, so it doesn't matter. I'll take Atlanta.
Pick it.
I'm not.
How we just got to be different.
Exactly.
He's like the black sheep in the family. Just got to be the best.
There's always one in each family. All right, let's move forward then. Washington. Don't you start with me. Washington, they've lost 9 straight games. Will they snap it today against the Jaguars?
They're going to run the football at home. They snap the streak today.
Oh, I think they get beat. Why not? Let's have some fun here. I think Jacksonville last week surprised a lot of people, jumped out to a lead. You know, this is a team that has talent. Just got to learn how to win. Maybe this is that time to get over. Who would have thought that Robert Griffin III would be sacked in the pocket just by standing there? That was, for me, that was like a shocking, telling story. Just
where else would he be sacked?
Well, how he just stood there. You saw the game. He stood there. He didn't make a move.
I don't think he can survive another 15 weeks like that.
It's going to be hard playing like that. Hey, St. Louis already lost its starting quarterback, Sam Bradford, and now Chris Long is out. Yeah. He had surgery on his ankle this week. Obviously, we've got inside
Are we talking
information.
like I'm not here?
Uncle Terry, how'd the surgery go?
Uncle Terry did get a call from his nephew, and surgery went well. Actually, the ligament jumped out of the little sheath that's like. So they went in, they pushed it back in. He had an extra muscle, took that muscle out, cut it, pushed it aside, sewed him back together. Chris is going to be fine. He's going to be a few.
Yeah, he's going
to be fine.
He's good. I think it's a tough Sunday.
You got more information than I got.
No, I don't. You have. It sounds like you have the whole thing figured out.
If they're the press conference to discuss the injury, you will not be doing it.
You're not the guy. Hey, he's got inside info on Chris Long. Jay Glazer's got inside info on everything else in the league. And, Jay, I want to ask you about this. Despite numerous reports, a drug policy deal has not been reached between the league and the Players Association. What's the latest, and how soon might we see guys like Wes Welker, Orlando Scandrick, Josh Gordon?
Well, Kurt, you just said it. Despite numerous reports, about 7 times this week, by other networks that reported that the deal is done. No. The deal's not done. Until you hear from the NFL a deal's done, it won't be done. Last night, they were going over language. They're going to continue to go over language. Today, tomorrow, they're hoping to have it done tomorrow night. And if they can get that done, then guys like Wes Welker, Orlando Scandrick can go back. But I can tell you this, Scandrick and Welker, they've had like 7 plane tickets bought just by going off of TV reports. It's not over till the NFL announces we have a deal.
Hopefully they were refundable. All right, those suspensions will stand 1 more week. Thanks, Jay. Hey, still ahead, we'll hear from Russell Wilson and the defending champion Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, in Nashville, Dez Bryant and the Cowboys look to avoid an 0-2 start. as they face Jake Locker and the Titans. Troy Aikman will join us with a live report. TV will tell us if East Coast Eli and the West Coast offense can work. Down in Carolina, it's all about the Benjamin as the Panthers standout rookie gets set for the Lions. While in Cleveland, the coaches want Brian Hoyer at quarterback, even though the fans are clamoring for Johnny Football. Hey, they might be yelling Johnny in Cleveland, but our Fox 45 has them chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry.
We're here with Cindy and Rick, two Browns fans. And Rick, as I understand it, you haven't spoken to your fiancée, Cindy, since what? Since draft day. Why?
She wants Brian Hoyer to be the starter. I want Johnny Manziel.
No. Why are you Browns fans? I mean, don't you like professional football? But really, Cindy, isn't there something you want to tell Rick?
I've been seeing someone else.
What? Who?
Come on out.
The Browns mascot?
He's so cute.
Take care of yourself and each other.
New this season, stream live local Sunday games right to your smartphone with NFL Mobile, exclusively from Verizon.
Feel it?
JJ, what?
You know the game's on tonight, right, Amy?
I know, but it's my turn to shop around.
Right, but you can do both.
How?
NFL Mobile is now free with the More Everything plan from Verizon.
I have Verizon.
Download it, and you can watch the game right here.
Come on, Miss Boogie! Oh, Helen.
For the first time, watch live local Sunday games on NFL Mobile, included with the More Everything plan, exclusively from Verizon.
You know what my business philosophy is, Reynolds?
No, not exactly.
To attain success, one must project success. That's why we use FedEx One Rate.
Right, they're flat rate shipping.
Exactly. It makes us look top-notch, but we know it's affordable.
I need help with the groceries.
Where was I? Oh, yes.
Ship a pack via FedEx Express Saver for as low as $7.50.
Chris and I have a friendly rivalry. Giants, Cowboys, you know the deal. But we sure agreed on getting rid of cable and upgrading to DirecTV with NFL Sunday Ticket. It's the only way we can watch our favorite teams every week. Sure, we still argue sometimes.
We're just like any couple, really.
Become the world's most powerful fan. Get NFL Sunday Ticket included at no extra charge. Call 1-800-DIRECTV.
After I played FanDuel the first time, I was hooked.
People are going crazy for these new one-week fantasy football leagues at FanDuel.com.
With FanDuel, there's no season-long commitment.
FanDuel lets you play in one-week fantasy football leagues for real money.
Assembling the ideal team on FanDuel was a blast.
Try FanDuel today, and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $200.
On FanDuel, I've won over $62,000.
Go to FanDuel.com now and click on the microphone to get up to $200 free. Enter promo code SPORT1. That's promo code SPORT1.
On my journey across America, I've learned that when you ask someone in Texas if they want big savings on car insurance, it's a bit like asking if they want a big hat. Excuse me. Or a big steak. Or big hair. I think we have our answer.
If I could separate real from what I'm dreaming, I could live to fight another day.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This is war.
The epic adventure is back.
You ready?
I've been ready for 200 years. Sleepy Hollow returns Monday, September 22nd on Fox. Watch Sleepy Hollow Season 1, now streaming only on Hulu Plus.
All right, let's get right to our Fox Screen Pass, starting with the Giants' home opener against the Arizona Cardinals. Look at this. Carson Palmer has just been made inactive today. He's got an injured throwing shoulder, so Drew Stanton will make his first start in 4 years. Jimmy, how will this affect that game?
Well, Kurt, it gives New York a sigh of relief. You know, they couldn't rush the passer a week ago. Now they may not have to.
All right, the team that beat the Giants on Monday night, the Lions, they've got a tough one today in Carolina. Cam Newton returns to the lineup. The word is he didn't look comfortable in practice this week. TB, you once played with injured ribs. How hard is it to throw with that kind of injury?
Well, you know, anybody that's had broken ribs know how painful it is. They'll probably go in and block it before the game starts and probably at halftime. I'm more concerned with the fact that he hasn't practiced in 3 weeks and had his timing down with his receivers.
Meanwhile, the Panthers protected Derek Anderson pretty well in Week 1 against Tampa. But, Michael, can they handle Detroit's talented defensive front?
Detroit has a defensive front. These guys are nasty and mean, Kurt. They know that quarterback has an injured rib, and they are not going to take it easy. They're going to let him remember it.
All right, let's roll on up to Cleveland, where the Saints are looking to rock it against the Browns. Dating back to last year, Drew Brees and company have lost 6 out of 7 regular season road games. That includes 4 in a row. Howie, what's the problem there, and how do you correct it?
Well, you know, it's hard to figure. I think New Orleans has such a unique home field advantage. It's Mardi Gras every home game down there, and I think the team feeds off it. They need to find a way to generate that kind of emotion on the road.
Last but not least, the 0-1 Dallas Cowboys will jump back into the saddle in Tennessee today, taking on the Titans. Tony Romo says his surgically repaired back is 100%, but he acknowledged he was a little bit rusty last week when he threw 3 interceptions in that blowout loss to the 49ers. Right now, we bring in former Dallas quarterback and Hall of Famer, our own Troy Aikman, who's getting ready to call that contest there in Nashville. And, Troy, do you expect Romo to be able to bounce back today?
Well, today, that's a different question there, Kurt. I think this season he's going to have a heck of a year. I think the real key, like you said, is, in fact, if he's healthy. The jury's still out on that. This defense that he's facing today, Kurt, here in Tennessee with Ray Horton as the defensive coordinator, a lot different from the defense he saw last week against San Francisco. They're going to give him a lot of looks. They bring a lot of people. They're going to pressure him, blitz him from all over the field, and they're not going to repeat the same looks as San Francisco did last week. So this is going to be another challenge. Having said that, Dallas has got so many weapons. I believe that they'll get Des Bryant more involved today. I believe they'll get Jason Witten more involved. I expect them obviously to play better, but it's not going to be easy against this Tennessee defense.
All right, they're going to need all the help they can get. Thanks a lot, Troy. Have a good call. Guys, let's get back to that big game between the Lions and Panthers, 2 unbeaten teams right now. And, Jimmy, if you look last week, Detroit looks like a completely different team than they had the last couple of years.
Sir, you look at Detroit in the past few years. Undisciplined, very talented, but no structure. And Scott Linehan, the offensive coordinator for Detroit a year ago, he said, we were going for home runs. We're not going for singles. Well, this team hadn't won a playoff game since 1991. Now I think Jim Caldwell brings in discipline. They're in better condition. They're more structured. And what did Stafford do a week ago? 10 for 15 on third down. He completed the football. He converted the third downs. They didn't have the penalties. And I think they're a better football team. Howie, I think right now they are a legitimate contender.
I'm wondering what is he doing over here?
He's ready to show my footwork.
Oh, okay.
I think the pieces are in place. Great defensive line, as Michael talked about earlier. Ebron, young tight end, as he develops. Bringing in Golden Tate to go along with Calvin Johnson. Offensive line is stabilized, although they'll be put to the test today. And they got a little bit of a break because Hardy's obviously deactivated.
Right. All right, look, that Lions offense looked really good. You don't want to read too much into one game, but if you go back to the preseason as well, that Giants offense not looking very good right now. Their defense didn't look good in week 1 either.
The whole team didn't look good, Kurt. It was kind of bad. Because defensively, they had trouble covering Calvin Johnson. This week, they get Larry Fitzgerald. They have Michael Floyd. And the pass rush wasn't there, not to the level
of Palmer, though.
But no Palmer today. But still, you got to get to the quarterback. If you sit back there long enough, Bradshaw can come out of retirement and complete some passes. You know what I'm saying? So, but offensively was really the concern. Because of the new offense, offensive line still looks like they're out of sync. Cannot protect Eli Manning. This is supposed to be a quick pass offense, and your quarterback is still under duress. Is this an offense for Eli Manning's my question, and you know the better.
I don't think so at all. This is a West Coast offense, which is a quick set offense. Ben McAdoo is the new offensive coordinator. Where did he come from? Let's try Green Bay Packers. Who was his quarterback? Aaron Rodgers, who is far more athletic than Eli Manning ever been. They've changed Eli Manning up now. They've got him now with his left foot forward, whereas he used to be square. They want him to, now he's hopping when he takes the pass. He's totally not comfortable in this. Howie likes to say a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah,
this is not his offense.
I didn't actually
You weren't
coin
the first.
that phrase.
Oh, I thought you said you.
No, I wasn't the first.
Well, see, I'm giving you all the credit. Anyway, I just don't think this offense fits Eli Manning. He's more comfortable taking his time going back and processing information.
What's the solution?
The solution is John Mara. You just be an owner. Ben McAdoo, see you later, because they're going to get Coughlin fired.
Well, as they say, when you get a good player, as our coach Earl Leggett told us, You just don't
screw it up.
There you go.
You hear that, Bill Richards? Don't screw it up. You got a good show.
Stop yelling at our producer. Let's get to break here. Russell Wilson will come back with us here and talk about Seattle Seahawks. Rob Riggle and Jay Glazer will also join us. Plus, we've got a tribute to the national anthem on a 200th birthday. Right now, a bunch of new nicknames from Cam Newton in our Sounds of the Game.
The four horsemen, if you ask me, is Jonathan Stewart. It is D'Angelo Williams. It is Mike Tober, and yours truly, Ace Boogie himself. So, grab some popcorn. So, grab a soda pop, or preferably a Gatorade, and stay tuned to this program. You will be entertained.
You know, if you play football for a long time, like I did, you're going to learn to deal with a lot of pain. But it is nothing like the pain that shingles causes. Man, when I got shingles, it was something awful. It was like being blindsided by some linebacker. You don't see it coming. Boom. It was this painful rash, little blisters, red, ugly stuff, lots of them. Not a good deal. If you've had chicken pox, we all remember chicken pox, well, that shingles virus is already inside of you. And it ain't pretty when it comes out. Now, I'm not telling you this so you'll feel sorry for me. I'm just here to tell you that 1 out of 3 people are going to end up getting shingles. I was one of them. Take it from a guy who's had his fair share of pain. You don't want to be tackled by shingles. So please, go talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about your risk.
How do those at Crayola, who brighten our lives, ensure their employees' lives?
They choose MetLife.
Everyone should have life insurance this good. Call 1-888-MET-LIFE to apply and buy today.
It's the New Girls season premiere that's unbelievable.
That's me naked. That's me with someone I thought was Larry King.
This Tuesday on Fox.
Pete Jennings won over $2 million playing fantasy sports at DraftKings.com. He's off living the high life, so we've got the next best thing. Puppets. Hi, I'm Pete Jennings. Thanks to DraftKings.com, I've got all this money. Yeah! Wow, playing DraftKings one-day games with your season-long team was a good idea. Sure was. Hey, babe. Use promo code LIVE to play and get free entry in the Millionaire Maker event. Winner gets $1 million.
Touchdown, Brandon Marshall. What a grab!
A physically dominant receiver.
He was a man amongst boys. He's a freak of nature.
Whose personal demons jeopardized his career.
For as great as guy as he could be, there were certain times where a switch would just flip.
That's just stupid. You want to be a star in this league? Act like one.
Now he's determined to help others find their way.
I really can't even explain that pain. I want to be the face of this.
Brandon Marshall, A Football Life, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on NFL Network.
1, 2, 3.
The all-new, head-turning Cadillac ATS Coupe. It's irresistible.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
Your Seahawks Super Bowl champion. Bringing the trophy home. We're underway in the 2014 NFL campaign. We got Touchdown, Seahawks! That's the way to start it off, man. The turn and handle in, and he is going to go in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go with me now.
Russell Wilson is a former minor league second baseman who actually tooled around with the Texas Rangers in spring training this year. So he knows firsthand in baseball, a strong defense starts up the middle. In football, same deal. Wilson Seahawks have a linebacker in Bobby Wagner and a safety in Cam Chancellor who are not only strong up the middle, but redefine what it means to be power hitters.
Russell Wilson.
What a throw just to get it away by Russell Wilson.
Bobby Wagner.
Out he goes. Bobby Wagner.
Cam Chancellor.
Pass is caught big. Cam Chancellor.
Describing Cam Chancellor, I always thought he was a linebacker. You know, he's a big guy, comes down, always hits hard.
So physical, so fast, so determined. When you watch a guy that's really the enforcer on the football field, it makes a difference when he steps on the field.
I just hear the offensive player grunt really, really loudly.
It just sounds like it just sounds like the wind is just released from him, and hey, that's all I hear.
I'm like, yep, Cam must have finished him off.
The way I attack the game, I just want to be the best strong safety I can be. And I don't think anyone can do what I can do at strong safety.
It all starts with their intelligence. Everybody knows about their physicality and how much fun they have and how they love to talk sometimes too. But the most important thing that they do is they understand where to be at the right time. And they trust their instincts, they trust their eyes, they know the quarterback's intentions.
He's fast, you know, one of those middle linebackers that runs a 4.4. Full speed, he wants to get to the ball. We preach want to here.
There's not too many officers that can hang with us.
I think that the Super Bowl was just a big platform for the world to really see how we play ball here. And the world took notice, and we're going to keep it going.
I think that everybody, obviously, you know, wants to beat us. The Super Bowl champions, we just came off a great Super Bowl win. And shouldn't we have a target on our back?
Russell Wilson has taken this offense on his back. Intercepted. Bobby Wagner. Vernon Davis, he gets popped. Cam Chancellor delivered the blow.
Of course, our target is a lot bigger, but at the same time, we kind of just focus on what's next and what's coming up. Sure, we won a Super Bowl, but a lot of teams feel the same way I feel. One's not enough.
They see how passionate we were for this game and how we love one another. And I think it's going to carry over to this year.
And this season's a brand new season that we're looking forward to not just hopefully doing it again, but doing it better than ever before. How can we do this better than it's ever been done before?
You know, it's hard to put history in perspective as it's happening, and I think the Seattle Seahawks, given the talent level they have, the hunger they obviously have, which was a question coming into the preseason and opening week, but they have a unique opportunity to win back-to-back Super Bowls, and that defense, they'll ride the coattails of that defense. But I think the key for this football team is Russell Wilson, with another year of experience. I believe he's going to take the next step, and I think he's going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
I think I'll go one step further. Howie, I already believe Russell Wilson is a top 5 quarterback.
I don't want to feel like I was being partial.
But I trust your judgment. Yeah. You don't worry about it. You don't base that on, well, he doesn't throw for 300 yards every
Nothing
week.
to do
As
with
a matter
it.
of fact, he just wins football games, and to me, that's the key. Defenses travel better on the road than offensive. Jimmy, that's a phrase you like to use all the time. In other words, when you have a young football team, you can always count on your defense at home or when you travel to someone else's stadium. This Seattle bunch, they don't back down. They don't fear a thing in this world. And I agree with you. If there is a team, I sense that this football team, Seattle Seahawks, are a football team that relish the opportunity and believe they're going to repeat as Super Bowl champions. And I agree with them on that.
Did you patent that statement?
He did. Absolutely. I gave him credit for it, Mike.
No, I'm just making sure.
Didn't you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
I just gave him
trying
credit.
to get a win to go to 2-0. Their big division rival, San Francisco, they open up their brand new stadium tonight, first game there in the regular season. They're looking to go 2-0, Michael, as they host a banged-up Chicago Bears team.
Yeah, and the Chicago Bears, last week we talked about how the Chicago Bears revamped their defense, but that they got better, but they also got older. But last week they just looked old. And they gave up 193 yards rushing last week to the Buffalo team. How are they going to handle the 49ers? New stadium, incredible energy. I guarantee you can guarantee that. But you have to stop Gore. You have to stop Hyde. And on top of that, you have injuries on the offense to both of your starting receivers with Jeffries, who is a question mark. Jay will get to that. Also Marshall. Jay will get to that as well. And how do you combat the 49ers? You have to lean on Matt Forte. Hopefully his presence, his ability to run the ball, with San Francisco defense did give up some rushing yards last week, will be able to control and offset the lack of receivers.
Michael, I've still got concerns about the 49er offense. You know, they couldn't score a point the second half against Dallas, one of the worst defenses in the league. But I think they'll win this game the old-fashioned way. They'll protect the football, they'll play solid defense, and then offensively, they are going to have a punishing running attack. And we'll see changing of the guard. The great Frank Gore going to the Carlos Hyde. Carlos Hyde is going to be a jewel.
You love him, don't you?
I like him a lot.
How does he drop to the second round? That's
They didn't take a running back in the first
round.
round.
It's unbelievable.
Running back is seen as dime a dozen now. Nobody takes a running back.
Not when you're San Francisco or Seattle. Not the way they play.
Yeah.
All right, guys, why don't we bring back our NFL insider, Jay Glazer, for all the latest injury news. And, Jay, we've already talked about Arizona quarterback Carson Palmer. He is out. Carolina's Cam Newton, he is back. But how healthy is he with those fractured ribs?
Oh, here's the thing. Cam Newton actually had 4 different companies come in this week, bring him a harness, see which one he likes. See, check out that video he's wearing. He picked out that cute little number right there. Now, with fractured ribs, I don't know if I'd be jumping up, knocking my ribs against somebody else, but clearly, Cam Newton, he is good to go.
All right, same game, D'Angelo Williams. He's got an injured thigh. Will he play?
Remember, Cam called them the 4 horsemen. It's the 3 horsemen because D'Angelo's out today.
A horse lost a leg today, I think. The Bears face the Niners tonight. Chicago wideouts Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall in or out on both.
My hype man, Michael Strahan, was saying that they're both questionable. Look, both of those guys had talked to coaches last night who said they didn't do much in practice this week, that Marshall's a little bit ahead of Jeffrey. Even if either one goes, they're going to be limited. And the number 3 receiver, he's out as well. Again, both game-time decisions, but very banged up.
Wow, let's talk about another wideout, the Bengals' A.J. Green. What's his status?
Yeah, look, A.J. Green, he just got some rest this week, missed some practice. He's good to go.
Finally, Tampa running back Doug Martin, in or out?
Got some scoopage for you, Kurt. Fantasy fans, listen up. It's a later game. Doug Martin will be deactivated later today. Bobby Rainey starts for Tampa Bay.
Wow, a chance to set the rosters. Good inside info there, brother.
Like that, buddy.
Appreciate it. Time now for Wriggles Picks delivered by Pizza Hut. And don't forget to pick your best deal now at pizzahut.com. As for Rob, let's just say he's having an ordeal with his fantasy football team.
Welcome to week 2 of this fantasy football support group. Now, unlike some other organizations, we do allow copious amounts of drinking here. So if any of you took Doug Martin early, there are flasks over there on the table. So, who would like to start this week? Huh?
I will. I'll go.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Rob Riggle. Well, I took Tony Romo in the 3rd round.
Oh, man.
And it's a keeper league.
Okay, Rainy Face. Shh, don't worry. We're all here to get you through the 5 stages of fantasy football grief.
The Cowboys can't really be that bad. I mean, Jerry Jones guaranteed that they were going to go to the playoffs this season. And typically, that guy's a pretty straight shooter, am I right? Ow!
Rob, this is Jaguars receiver Allen Hurns. He scored more points than all of your receivers combined. Tell him how angry that makes you.
That looks like Jay Glazer with a Jaguars sticker on him.
Oh, really? Do you even know what Allen Hurns looks like?
Chad Henne doesn't even know what Allen Hurns looks like.
Who's Chad Henne?
I don't know! Maybe if I pick the Saints and the Lions, that'll inspire the Browns and the Panthers to prove me wrong. I have a lot of Browns.
Yeah. Great. Hey! Cut it out!
I keep starting the Packers defense solely because it's fun to say, ha-ha, Clinton Dix. I did it again. Ha-ha, Clinton Dix!
How about Danny Woodhead?
Hey! There's a lady here, man. Be cool. Right, my lady?
Okay, guys, who's staying for my next support group, Americans Coping with Michael Strahan's New Haircut?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Then let's get started. Who thinks he looks like Theo Huxtable looking for street cred? Remember that?
Are you going to accept that?
That piece was, well, I was going to say it was good to the end, but it wasn't good at all the whole way through.
Guys, let's get to the picks. Hey, you know what? Wriggle's in first place in the contest. Today, he's taking the Saints to beat the Browns as his lock.
It's week
and
1.
the Lions in an upset over Carolina. Howie, start us off on week 2 with your picks then.
Yeah, I'm going to go New Orleans in a lock, and I'm going to go Philadelphia in an upset.
Yeah. I'm going to go with New Orleans in a lock, and I believe in Eli. I'm going with my Giants in the upset, baby. Yes.
Wrong. 49ers in the lock, and then the upset, the Miami Dolphins.
And I'm going to go Green Bay with my lock, and the Lions on the road to Carolina Panthers. That's my upset.
All right, guys, we got time for one last extra point. Give us something you certainly expect to see today for sure. You're guaranteeing, Jimmy.
Kurt, I talked about it earlier. And Frank Gore has been a great, great player, but we've got a changing of the guard. The young Carlos Hyde has a big day.
Well, I think that the Giants are going to play more press coverage on Larry Fitzgerald, and they're going to put extra pressure on Drew Stanton.
Yeah, Cowboys need to clean up the mistakes, the turnovers, the offsides. They need to feed DeMarco Murray. Tennessee did a great job on Jamal Charles last week, but look for the Cowboys to give DeMarco Murray more than 7 carries, which Kansas City
One of
had
the
the ball.
strongest arms in the NFL belongs to Cam Newton. He hadn't practiced, but if there's a weakness with the Lions secondary, it is deep down the middle. So look, they have a young fourth-year safety in there, and his name is Issa Abdul Quddus. He'll be under Issa Abdul Quddus. Everyone, I got that right.
Yourself.
I've been practicing all morning. I did not screw that up.
You got that.
Proud of myself.
I was going to say, we're so proud of you when you take a look at that as well. Look, is that the dance? That's how proud he is of himself. All right, guys, look, if you're at home and getting a late game, we'll be right back. For everyone else, your game is next. But first, we've got a tribute to the Star-Spangled Banner, which was written exactly 200 years ago on this very day in 1814 during the War of 1812.
We hear the national anthem all the time, but how often do we think about the words? It's a first-hand account from an American held captive on a ship during a 25-hour bombardment at Fort McHenry in Baltimore. And in the dawn's early light, one symbol signified victory, the Star-Spangled Banner. 200 years ago, Francis Scott Key originally wrote it as a poem, but ironically had a British tune in mind as he penned it on the back of a letter. His original title, Defense of Fort McHenry, was changed to the Star-Spangled Banner by an enterprising music store owner who recognized the value of a more colorful name. And there's actually 3 additional verses. It's a tough song for even the best singers, but historians think the author, Key, may have actually been tone deaf. Performed at sporting events for about a century, the song continues to inspire Americans to victory no matter what the odds, reminding us that there is no better song to capture the spirit of competition than the Star-Spangled Banner.
I have big news. Bacon and cheese have been stuffed in a crust.
Pizza Hut's new bacon and cheese stuffed crust with hardwood smoked bacon and a blend of 3 cheeses. For a limited time, get a large one topping for just $11.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi when you order online. Order now at pizzahut.com.
Thanks for all the savings with the discount double check. Gonna come in really handy with the baby.
You're all set. Let me make you a copy.
Ashley making copies, the Ashmeister.
Hi, Rich. This is Steve and Sandy.
Steve and Sandy and Steve-O Jr.
Actually, we're having a little girl. We're going to name her Abigne Apollinaria.
Steve's kid. Steve and Sandy getting it done. More people-orama.
Making savings with a discount double check. State Farm.
Big news, the hottest deal in wireless. Whether you're a family of 2, 4, or 10, switch your whole family to Sprint. You'll only pay $100 a month for unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes of high-speed data to share for only $100 a month for the whole account. That's double the high-speed data of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And to make it easier, we'll even buy out your whole family's contract. The Sprint Family Share Pack, up to 10 lines for $100 a month. Simply put, it's the hottest deal in wireless. Come into a Sprint store today.
Okay, sports fans, it's game time at the Built Ford Tough Sales event. Hey, this is when
necessary toughness
is the perfect play. And Ford F-150 with EcoBoost is a huge hit with power and efficiency. And keep an eye on the clock, pal, because fans snag one of these bad boys about every 42 seconds. Ford F-Series, #1, 37 years straight. That's called a dynasty, baby. Now, during the Built Ford Tough Sales event, score big savings on the hardest working lineup of trucks on the field.
I have big news. Bacon and cheese have been stuffed in a crust.
Pizza Hut's new bacon and cheese stuffed crust with hardwood smoked bacon and a blend of 3 cheeses. For a limited time, get a large one topping for just $11.99 and a free 2-liter of Pepsi when you order online. Order now at pizzahut.com.
We are the legendary moments that make history. And this year, history will be made on Fox Sports 1.
Kenny Albert, along with Goose and Goose, Darryl Johnston and Tony Siragusa. Both the Browns and Saints look to bounce back today, Darryl, following 3-point losses in week 1.
And the Browns will have to do that without Jordan Cameron or Ben Tate, but they had 2 rookies step up last week. Terrence West and Isaiah Crowell will have to do that again to open up that offense. And for the New Orleans Saints, keep everything in perspective. It sure looked like the same Saints offense to me, but they struggled on the defensive side of the ball, and Rob Ryan told us they couldn't wait for this game to start. They're ready to take the field today.
Well, Darryl, time now for our DirecTV players to watch.
Brian Hoyer had a great second half last week without Jordan and Ben in the lineup. Can he do it again this week? And Jimmy Graham, he is a matchup nightmare. How do they defend him?
Get every NFL game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Guys, you're not going to believe this.